All right, everybody, how's it going? We have some more news from around the NFL. As you know, it's the start of the legal tampering period, essentially the start of the free agency in the NFL. So we have some more breaking news. I know I was going to make more generalized videos and just kind of cover things in like a more grand narrative, just cover all the signings for a few hour period, but it was kind of slow for the last few hours in comparison to the first few hours of free agency. So we're just going to kind of look at the bigger signings. And I think the two biggest corners that hit the free agency market, finding new homes, is pretty big enough and like a large enough deal to talk about. So as we kind of expected, J.C. Jackson was going to find a new home. He looked like he was looking for a lot of years, a lot of upfront money, and a lot of guaranteed money, it would appear. So it seems like the Chargers spending spree and improving their defense and making a defensive unit to be feared with the additions of, oh boy, who did they already add? Khalil Mack in the offseason, and now they have J.C. Jackson. As you can see here, J.C. Jackson is signing for a 5-year, $82.5 million contract that includes $40 million guaranteed. As we've seen with Rappaport, it kind of breaks it down a little further. 5 years up to $85 million, $28 million in year one. So that's probably why the Patriots didn't really factor into this contract or didn't really want to extend the guy. It's like, yeah, it would have been nice to bring JC back in, but it's like $28 million in year one, $40 million in year two, and then the next 3 years it looks like it's $45 million spread out. So it's a very front heavy contract, and it looks like the Patriots, who are kind of up against the cap by a little bit. I think they have like 11 million or 12 million to play with or something like that. They couldn't afford to do this. So good for J.C. Jackson. Glad to see him get his contract. Glad to see him get paid finally. As an undrafted free agent, why he's going to be a little bit more aggressive in going after, that big first front heavy contract, because this is his first money really. So happy to see him go to a team like the Chargers. He'll partner well with an already stacked Chargers defense, him and Derwin James in the secondary. I think Asante Samuel might be pretty good as well. Yeah, and then and of course with Bosa, and of course with that's going to be a nasty combo with Khalil Mack. That's a very good defensive unit. So now we go over to the other major news, I would say, for corners in the NFL. I thought, I didn't know if they were going to be able to make this happen, but the Bucs are able to bring back one of their key components, one of their big pieces, I would say. They're able to bring back cornerback Carlton Davis. We see the terms of the contract over here on this Twitter account. It's one of its like primary goals, as Schefter said. Like one of the key goals for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this offseason was probably find a quarterback or hope Tom Brady comes back. And then number three, probably behind the Godwin situation, was probably, hey, what the hell are we going to do with Carlton Davis? And now we know it's a 3-year deal worth about $45 million a season. So good for him. $15 million a year for Davis, which isn't bad at all. Probably a little bit of a hometown discount because he's there. He wants to probably stick around and play with Tom. Potentially win another Super Bowl. So that makes quite a bit of sense for him to take a little bit less money than he probably would have got on an open market. $15 million a year is a hometown discount, so that's good for him. Wait, as a Bucs fan, you guys, they're very surprised he got the money. Yeah, okay. I guess JC kind of pushed his money down. I don't know. Is that like I guess I don't know. Is that an overpay, underpay? Is that not? Is he not that good? I don't really watch a lot of Buccaneers football. I just know he's a decent corner, unless I just have him completely mistaken with somebody else. But I think the major news here would be the fact that J.C. Jackson has signed a massive contract with the Chargers. He gets the money he's after. The Chargers get a corner. Now their defense is looking rather terrifying. The AFC West is completely stacked. It's going to be fun to watch those games. It's going to be fun to see how that defense goes against those new offenses of the Broncos and, of course, of the Chiefs, who have been a long-standing offense. Let me know what you think of these two moves here. Does this make the AFC West the best division of football by far? Is this one of those things where it's like, man, all this for the Chargers to go 9-8 and miss the playoffs like usual? Because every 3 to 5 years, it seems like the Chargers put together one of these near super teams. and it just never really comes to fruition. Injuries, they just doesn't mesh well. Something happens, and we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is it for the Chargers, and they finally got everything right. I hope they do, because this, this is quite the team they put together. As for the Bucs, it seems like this is one of their main goals. They wanted to keep Davis around, and they do so for $15 million a year, which really isn't that expensive for a pretty good corner, unless he's terrible and they're overpaying for a bad corner. But I highly doubt that. He doesn't seem terrible. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the Jackson signing. Well, let me know what you think of the Davis signing by the Bucs, or the re-signing by the Bucs. I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, all that YouTube stuff, yada yada yada. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get out of here. Make sure you go watch the other NFL free agency tracker video where we cover most of the signings. Yeah, that's about it, though. All right, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, morning, mid-afternoon, or whenever the hell you decide to give this a listen. I'll be sure to, keep updating if anything crazy or big happens, like Robinson signs or so-and-so signs or this person or that person signs. I'll be sure to let you know as soon as I can. And, thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Go Lions, go Tigers, and go Patriots. The Patriots ain't doing nothing this offseason now. Dang it. Stinks. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think? Let me know.